Hi guys, welcome back to another Daily Tarot card. These are your Daily Tarot cards for Thursday, February 2nd, 2023, Throne Thursday. Today we're pulling from the Game of Thrones Tarot cards. So we're going to start off with Temperance. And I feel like this is bringing back the emotional balance. I definitely feel like we need to do this. So this could be a chakra cleansing, meditation, regrouping ourselves. This could still be like a purging of the house, going through things that no longer we need. I'm definitely going through like clothes and stuff. It's just like, I could like package stuff that I have or sell it. It's just like, getting into that, you know, readiness of universe preparing us for a move. So it's just like, clothes that I probably won't wear. See if anyone in my family wants them. If they don't, donate them. You know what I mean? It's just like paying it forward, giving it to worthy causes like a women's shelter and such. But I feel like bringing that, balance in, and I feel like, as Sam is studying, I feel like this could be a course of study that you're doing that maybe brings in, teaching you how to heal yourself and others. We have the moon again bringing balance in. So if you go back to the Edgar Allan Poe pull that we did this week, you could see that they were talking about 3 cycles. So they were talking about all the way to the full moon in April, of this, maybe this love revealing itself. If you're ready, if you choose to, it's going to be a decision. Do you choose to allow this in? But with the moon, it's like reestablishing boundaries. Who is worthy of your energy? It's also how we treat ourselves. They're highlighting us as the Queen of Coins here, but it's like they also have been highlighting us as the Queen of Cups. And it's like, you cannot give from an empty cup. You always are like, telling everybody else, like, take your time, rest, rejuvenate, but you don't give yourself the same treatment. And I feel like it's like, what? It is not selfish to sit there and take time to recuperate and relax and heal, so you're 100% giving from your 100% cup. We have the Magician, and I feel like communication with ourselves, we have the experience, we have the knowledge, but I feel like it's just coming to that acceptance. We have the 4 of Wands here. So, after a rough patch, things, peace and harmony are restored. We also get that with the Star. So 2 of the cards, talking about it's time to move forward from this emotional situation. We're reestablishing boundaries, highlighting with the moon. Talk about calling in the boundaries. We think of the wolf moon. And it's just like, we need to reestablish boundaries, even with ourselves. It's like, what? We always tell everybody, woosah, relax, rest, rejuvenate. Why don't we tell ourselves that? I feel like with the 4 of Spears, it's like, sit there, and it's like going back to last week's from Alice in Wonderland, and it's just like, they're like, happily on birthday to you, and it's like, give yourself permission to celebrate life. Give yourself permission to sit there and go out and have a nice meal and have a good time in life. You know what I mean? We don't give ourselves enough permission to do that. We're always riding ourselves. We're giving ourselves a hard time. Going to the Queen of Coins. I feel like as the universe blesses your hands, you bless many others. But I feel like it's not only the financial sense, I feel like in wisdom. Grounding yourself, people in their emotions. Grounding you know what I mean? I feel like you're just that pinnacle of strength, And I feel like with the Ace of Cups, it's like, allow your cup to fill. They're showing at 75. You're almost there. So allow it to refill. Give yourself permission to rest, rejuvenate, woosah. You don't always have to be the hero. You don't always have to be the fixer of situations. Give yourself permission to, move forward, and give yourself, permission for rest and rejuvenation. So starting off with Temperance, balance, adjustment, resources, guidance, choices, moderation, reconciliation. Reduces to 5, so change is upon us. Number of tests, adjustment, and choices. You may be managing a huge workload, balancing budgets, or negotiating with demanding people. Carefully assess your priorities. You will get the balance right. So get the balance right. You know what I mean? Give yourself what they need in unreasonable measure, but conserve your energy too. Make time to schedule, plan, and care for your own needs. Overall, the card asks you to readdress what is out of kilter, connecting with guides and angels. I definitely feel like, they had sat there and they were being ridiculous. You know what I mean? Like, everybody thinks like, oh, inflation, it's like, let's open the floodgates, and we, I understand with one thing with the snow removal, it's like, you know what I mean? It's like gas, fuel costs more. I understand that. But it's just like, you know what? The small area that you're doing for me, I understand fuel costs will come up, but it's just like, you know what I mean? It takes, not that long to do my area. He does 2 passes and he's done. You know what I mean? And it's just like, I do my whole parking lot area. Even for myself, I could feel my dad's energy. And it was just like, you know what I mean? It's just like absorbing, the night sky. You know what I mean? Like, I love breathing in the fresh air. I love seeing how much the moonlight reflects off the stars. And it's just like, them in their fullness. It's just gorgeous to see. You know what I mean? Seeing how the energy of the moon, the force of the moon pushes back all the clouds and everything. To give it its space to be just its full magnetic self. It's, oh my gosh, it's just beautiful. You know? Get out there, man. I'm telling you. There's nothing like it. The winter night sky, there's nothing like it, honestly. You may feel confused, disappointed, or disillusioned, and that's what I feel like. There may be disillusion in here because maybe you're tired, or maybe you're just so infatuated, and I feel like they're showing you who this person is, and it's like, hey, you know what? You're not who you used to be anymore. You know what I mean? Like, a lot, like, I was watching this TikTok of the girls, like, you know what the scariest thing is to be in a relationship and heal from it is like learning to trust people. And I'm like, that is the biggest thing for me, is to trust a stranger. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think I would live with anyone anymore. You know what I mean? It's just because I just like the way my house is. I like, and you like look at my table here, like there's skulls and stuff. This is not Halloween. This is my house all the time. This is the decor all the time. Skulls and candles and dragons, It's just that's my motif. And if you don't understand that, then it's just like, what you will and will not put up with. But the biggest thing for me is trusting someone with my most precious, valued possessions is my children. They're not even my possessions, but it's just like what I covet the most is my children. And it's like, to have you come in my home is a huge deal. Like, that is my sanctuary. You know what I mean? So to have someone be in that space and put their energy into that space, it's just like, that it's a huge deal. You feel confused, disappointed, disillusioned, emotions run high. You sense the need for decision, which feels like a great risk. Vulnerable as you are, you ask your intuition to guide you forward and discern what is a real option and what may be fantasy. When you do this, you may discover your true path and the work you were meant to do. Dreams, philosophy. So, going to our higher self, sitting there and, maybe you're learning how to be a chakra cleanser, a chakra healer, or learning the art of it, period. You know what I mean? It's just like, I feel like all of us possess this. I feel like some of us really delve into it and want to truly help the world and bring that light in, and some just do it for a racket. You know what I mean? It's just like, those that are truly meant to do it will do it. It's just like, honestly, you can hear it in their voice when they talk about it, their passion. Success, willpower, messages, manifestation, interpretation, diplomacy. Action, ideas, and energies about. It's time for inventiveness, expansive thinking, new direction. So the card often comes up to show a new work, relationship, business, startups, and other successful creative ventures. So going back to the Poe deck, I feel like you will have to make a choice here if you're going to allow this partnership, this person to be a part of your life. So I definitely feel like pay attention to the messages you're getting. Pay attention to what they're really standing out. You know what I mean? It's just like, make sure your ears are listening. Quiet your mouth and listen. At a spiritual level, connect with your higher self or true purpose. If you're waiting for news, this card foretells that you will soon have the information you need. Significant journeys, moving home. So, for some of us, we got the Four of Wands next. It's like, for myself, it's like moving closer to town makes sense because we could do a lot more things with the kids. You know what I mean? Like, give them, like, those experiences. You know what I mean? And I even for myself, it's just like the things that I enjoy. You know what I mean? And showing the kids these things, I feel like they'll really enjoy it, and they'll, you know what I mean? I feel like that's what I love about kids when they, you know what I mean, when they not even purposely, like they end up liking the same music as you and all that stuff. They find it on their own. You know what I mean? It's just, or they hear you played a long time ago, and they all of a sudden, oopsie daisy, with TikTok and social media, what it is, they find those songs, and it resonates with them because now they understand what those lyrics mean. So, four spears: establishment, reward, love, friendship, celebration. The four symbolizes celebration, rewards for your work and in relationships, or a declaration of love. So, Valentine's Day is coming up. They did highlight Valentine's Day. I don't. I think you may have multiple people with a declaration, but I don't feel like it's reciprocated. I don't, and it's not like you think you're better than them or anything like that. It's just, where you are in life. It's just like, you know what I mean. Like, you know what you want, and you won't settle just because someone decides to declare their love. You know what I mean? It's just like, if it's not the person I want, then I don't want anyone else's. Or it's just like, you know what I mean? It's not even so much giving them a chance. It's just like, you know what I mean? Especially if this is someone you are already existing in your life. We did, I did get when I was shuffling one of the cards ding Sunny in the nose. And it was the Six of Cups. So it's like someone from the past. Poor dog. You feel more settled at your career and home life. There's a sense of childlike freedom that comes with this card. So you may return to a childhood place or find a dream property. So like with myself, it's just like, that's something definitely, I've put my manifestations and intentions out to the universe of what we want. But at the same time, it's just like, being realistic of what's going on and what my financial situation is. So we go to the Six of Swords. So safety, peace, moving on. And I feel like this is where the Queen of Cups, I believe it was, with the Poe deck. I feel like it's like we were in emotional situations, and it's like, okay, we felt what we felt, but now it's time to move forward. It's like, Joan Rivers said the rest. I know it kind of sounds kind of harsh, but I understand the meaning where she's saying. She's like, have your pity party. I don't like that because it sounds like you're looking for attention when you say pity party. But I understand what she's talking about. It's just like, you know what? It's just like we have things to accomplish. It's a waste of energy. It's a waste of time. It's like, yeah, be angry, kicks, throw things around. But you know what? It's time to move forward. It's time to put that energy to a more purposeful meaning. The six shows it's your time to move on after a time of stress and conflict. You may take a physical trip away, step back from a stressful environment, or shift your perspective to find peace within. Overall, this card reassures you that order will return. You may also make a valuable discovery that offers new perspective on the past. You know, we definitely I was watching Schitt's Creek on Netflix, and I remember the one where they're walking down the road. I think it's when they go to Roland's and Jocelyn's party. They were never invited to it because they thought that, oh, they're too hoity-toity, they would never come. Um, and they were walking down the street, and she's like, gosh, I miss my old life. And he goes, we can't do that to ourselves. He goes, we can't. It's like, it's great what we had, but we can't do that. You know what I mean? And it's like, me and the kids always, talk about that. Like, my favorite thing for me, it didn't matter where we lived, is that the kids Jenner would make up these dances, and he would dance around, and Michael would just dance with him. And, we got them the sit down car, and Jenner would lift up, like it was, I think it was supposed to be a dump truck or something like that. And Jenner would lift it up, and he would sit behind Michael, and he's like, come on, Michael. He would sit behind Michael, and he would make Michael paddle, and he would just sit there and let Michael pull the tractor with his feet, with it, both of them sitting on it, So it's like, those are the things I remember, doing arts and crafts with the kids, it was just so much fun, I miss those times. But it's just like, those are fond memories that you can always carry with you. Hope, wishes, healing, creativity, inspiration, guidance. So the star asks you to keep the faith because opportunities and rewards will come. Follow your new directions. New and rewards will come. Follow. Oh my gosh, what did I just do? New direction in work, projects, and or relationships. Spiritually, the card reveals guidance. You discover your life purpose. For some, this is the ability to heal others and yourself. This is where I feel like chakra cleansing, Reiki healing, I feel like will all come in here. You may come through a period of transition and now sense the unfolding of new creative possibilities. Relationships are harmonious. If you are looking for love, you are now ready to be with your soulmate. Recognition, luck, money. I feel like because, like, we were talking about that world card where it's like there's an ending, but we're like this void of course for this new beginning. I definitely feel like that moon cycle there. I feel like February, March, April. I feel like something significant in April will happen. I feel like that's when, somehow, some way that will come out. And I feel like it's going to be up to you. But I feel, there's just been enough shown that maybe that decision's not going to go forward. I feel like you're just going to be like, nope. You may come through a period of transition and now sense the unfolding of new love. You're ready to be with your soulmate. So recognition, luck, money. So I definitely feel like, you've grown. You know what I mean? And it's like, you should not be ashamed of that, So, like, my sister always said, like, oh, I'm worried because you've been single so long. I'm like, don't worry about me. I'm just fine. I'm happy. I'm content. I'd rather sit there and work hard and do what I need to do than someone bark at me and say anything to me or my kids. It's just like, make mistakes. You know what I mean? I needed to grow and heal on my own and go through my journey, what I needed to go through to be who I am and become who I'm, evolve into who I'm going to continue to be. Like they said, we were in this butterfly, we were this caterpillar in the chrysalis. Our wings are drying in the sun. I feel like spring. They're highlighted spring. They showed the word spring earlier in the week. I feel like that's what we're getting ready for. Generous and highly intelligent, the queen appreciates life's natural pleasures. She enjoys work that is hands-on, that directly benefits others. From cooking, gardening, and environmental work and public office. Applied to a situation, the card signifies fertility, ideas, the financial support, and can predict love, marriage, and pregnancy. An additional meaning is a close relationship with animals and nature. So, anyone that sits there and has like a fur baby, cat, dog, bird, fish, whatever it is, it's like when you have that significant, soul, their soul, you know what I mean, around you, it's just like, there's nothing like it. They mean the world to you. Yeah, they're just like a newborn baby. They puke, they poop, they piss, they do whatever they're going to do. But it's just like, that unconditional love. They know when you're sad. They know when you're happy. They know when you joke around, They always want to be around you. You know what I mean? What do we always want? We want our kids always around us, And they're the same thing. They just want to be around their mommies, their daddies, It's just, beautiful little babies. Eh? Even when they sit there and they throw the camera. Little bugger. So, going on to the Ace of Cups as our ass, oh my gosh, last card. If I could speak today, I'm telling you, my voice is still in and out. Beginnings, love, creativity, flow, healing. The Ace reveals love and self-expression. Falling in love, pregnancy, motherhood are common meanings. A motherhood are common, or finding inspiration to begin a new creative venture. Whatever you hope for begins in the flow. You're in the flow. So this is, when we're talking about this healing, moving on. And I feel like that's what they're trying to bring in is this heal, you know what I mean? With the star card, this time of peace. And it's like you're in the flow. You know what I mean? Especially with the moon, talking about balance. We usually see the two pillars. Even with the Four of Spears, the four pillars represents the home, but it's strong pillars. Temperance, the flow of the water. And I feel like that's what they're saying. It's like you've gone through what you've gone through. Now this time of peace and healing is going to come in. There's a reason for it. Also opportunities for spiritual growth and healing. Love is given, shared, and returned in fullness. You know what I mean? And it's just like I feel like that's the biggest thing for us, especially as a person that is a giver of our own cup, highlighting as the King of Pentacles or the Queen of Pentacles, the They of Pentacles or the Ace of Cups. It's like you are the type of person that gives, but it's like we also need to be open to receiving. Maybe we've never received in a healthy way where it's just like we received and then they wanted a pound of flesh for it because they gave you something in a generous way. So you're always like apprehensive because you've always been hurt. You sat there and you were like, wow, someone actually cares. You know, you open yourself, you're vulnerable, thank you for your generosity, and bam. It's just like out of nowhere, it slaps you in the face. But it's like, you know, allow the universe to bring these things into your life. Be thankful for these things. Sit there and be thankful for you know, these opportunities and everything. You know, sometimes they may not look like the way that they would want all the time. But allow those things to come in. Allow those generous blessings come in. I feel like that's where they're saying connections with Mother Nature and animals. It's like significant signs. You know, we sit there and we like, you know, we feed the birds of the air. So they leave little presents behind. Like even the squirrels. They sat there and they my poor neighbor, they they bit off her light and they're like, here you go. I'm like, oh my goodness, what are you doing? I didn't want your light bulb. I was telling one of my coworkers at work is that, and I'm like, oh my gosh, you'll never believe what happened. He's like, what? I said, I was put the nuts out for the squirrels. I said, he came up my steps, he looked at me, and he took off. And I'm like, I just thought he saw me, and he was like, oh, he's scared. He actually brought me a gift. I said, he gnawed off one of my neighbor's light bulbs and left it on the steps for me and took off. He goes, he brought you a present. I'm like, oh no. And I remember the other day, I was filming him eating, and he comes running at me. I'm like, oh my God, get away from me. I want nothing to do with you. I was like, I'll feed you, but stay over there. Oh my gosh, I'm deadly scared of like little animals like that. It's like, no, go away. You know, I'll feed you, but stay over there. I'll love you from a distance. So I hope you guys enjoyed these daily tarot cards for Thursday, February 2nd, 2023. May the universe bless you good. We'll see you for the next daily tarot card.